No.
Wait, what?
No dark chocolate. No. It's dark.
Oh my god, babe, my brush is getting so
No.
bad.
Don't scratch.
What is itching?
No.
Babe, where are you going? What?
You're not supposed to ask. No, I can't go. No. Can't go. Another half hour.
Okay, my friends, so many countries and cultures have their very own sets of beliefs, and there are so many superstitions existing all over the world. Now, disclaimer, when I say superstition, I don't mean religions or believing in Santa, for example. Some superstitions can be quite logical, but there are also so many rather funny ones. Like, for example, a Western superstition of getting a very lousy sex life if you don't look the other person in the eye when you do cheers with your drinks. Or a famous superstition in the West that you'll have 7 unhappy years if you break a mirror. Editor's note, I have broken several mirrors in my life, but here I am living quite a happy life. I think beliefs and superstitions are a very important part of any culture, so I thought that it would be very fun to take a look at the superstitions that I have encountered during my years here in India and in my family, because believe me, there are so many and most of them are completely different from the ones that we have in the West. So let's get to looking at the ones that I have experienced myself. Number 1 is pretty much the one that I most regularly encounter in my life here, which is that meat should not be consumed on specific days, which are specifically Tuesdays and Saturdays. This is something that my in-laws go by in their Jaipur house, and obviously when I am there staying with them, I also follow this so-called superstition. I'm not even sure if you can call it that, because it is like rather logical. I think that nowadays there is some kind of belief behind this, that if you don't do it, something bad will happen. But I also did some research on this, and it is mostly due to the fact that you shouldn't eat much meat, even if you are not a pure veg person. So yeah, rather logical, right? Especially in these years where sustainability and environmental values are becoming so popular throughout the whole world. But let me confess, we do not follow the calendar when we decide when we're having non-veg here at our house. Another superstition that I've encountered so many times every time I step out the door here in India is something that always makes me wonder, like, why are they doing this? And I never knew that it's a superstition. So I've always wondered, why do especially so many babies have these kajal drawn marks on their faces? And then I found out that this is about the evil eye, which is a very, very firm belief here in India, which means that if you are someone who has an abnormal amount of luck in your life, if you are someone who's attractive or something, you are likely to draw the evil eye to you. And with kajal, you should draw something on your face to make yourself uglier. And this applies especially to all the cute babies. So to not draw evil towards them, you try to make them uglier. What? And this is actually something that, at least when there are some kind of special functions, like for example for my sister-in-law's wedding, I also allow my mother-in-law to draw these kajal marks on me so that evil eye will not destroy the day. Oh, and when it comes to weddings, there are so many superstitions in India. So for example, you must know the ritual of Mendi, where brides and all the other females in the family get the Mendi henna tattooed on their hands. And eventually, the strength and color of the Mendi on the bride's and the mother-in-law's hands is supposed to symbolize the strength of their relationship. We didn't have the Mendi for my wedding with Vinod, But I did get the mehndi done to myself at my sister-in-law's wedding, and let's just say that it doesn't get very strong and dark on my skin, but that definitely is not a symbol of my relationship with my mother-in-law, because I seriously could not have a better mother-in-law and I love her very, very much. So maybe this does not apply every time. And let's still stick on the theme of weddings, because you must know that it is very important to pick the right date for your wedding, because in India there is a superstition about auspicious dates. So you really have to consult a guru to make sure that any big events will happen on auspicious dates. And this is something everyone must go by. And examples that I can come up with from our own life is that when I was staying with my in-laws in Jaipur a year ago, we picked a very specific date to go buy our new family car. Then, of course, my sister-in-law's wedding had to be at very specific dates. There were like only 3 dates that were auspicious enough for the big date. And this is something that I feel is like a little bit similar to some Western beliefs. Not that we in the West pick auspicious dates exactly, and we do not consult like gurus or astrologers or anything like that, but for some reason numbers have also always played a very important role in my life too, even though I haven't really thought of that as a superstition. But I'm, for example, very fond of 28 as a number, and I would have just loved if it had been possible for me and Vinod to have our wedding date any month, 28th. But that didn't happen. Maybe we are doomed. But it's not just auspicious dates for specific events. It is also important that you leave the house during auspicious times. So you are supposed to leave, for example, for such an important task as buying your new car, if it's 1:45 or 1:15, and if you pass the time, you should really wait. And this is also something that happened when we were going to buy the new family car in Jaipur. We were leaving 1:45 maybe, and unfortunately we missed the time slot. So all of us were ready, there was nothing to do at the house, but we just had to wait for 30 minutes more to go run our errand. Didn't make sense to me, but at least the car is still working, so. Indian people also have very many superstitions when it comes to different kinds of energies. So in India there is Vaastu, which is basically the Indian version of Feng Shui. Did I pronounce it correctly? Anyways, this means that, for example, every house is supposed to be east-facing, which is probably why any rental advertisements mention which direction the house is facing. And luckily, we have an east-facing house here. On another row, on the other side of the street, the houses are west-facing, so this must bring us very, very much luck. And I also know that a person's bed is not supposed to be pointing to north, because otherwise it's either going to make the person more stupid or maybe even lead to death. Thankfully, in our current master bedroom, it's not even possible to have the bed facing north. I'm pretty sure that that's how our bed is in Jaipur though. Anyways, I have to look into this. And lastly, this one is probably the funniest, maybe most ridiculous superstition that I've heard in a very, very long time. And this is very current because of my pregnancy. I don't think that my mother-in-law was being very serious, but when Vinod was talking with her on the phone, she mentioned that maybe I should be avoiding dark foods because they will make the baby dark too. Where is my dark coffee and dark chocolate? I really want them now. Anyways, this is not something that I would believe in, Though I am eating lighter foods at the moment because I'm not using much masala and I'm eating more Western style. So let's see. But in a way, I guess, there could be some kind of scientific sense to this too, because at least when it comes to carrots and muskmelons and some other ingredients that have a lot of, I think it's beta-carotene or something like that, eating a lot of those tend to make a person's skin orange. At least I don't want a Trump. I'll have to maybe check into this if it is accurate. Anyways, I don't consider myself a very superstitious person, and at least not yet has India been able to turn me into one. Touch wood. That's a habit, okay? But the thing is that I don't judge people who have their own beliefs or even firmly believe in different kinds of superstitions. Believe me, it would be very difficult to live in India otherwise, because these are so popular and well known, like way more than I could have ever expected. Even my most rational husband is pretty much familiar with any small Indian superstition. So I cannot judge. These are just like everyday thing here in India. And yeah, like I said, some are logical, some are funny. So tell me what you thought about these ones that I shared here. And do let me also know your favorite superstitions in the comments. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog, and please come back soon for another vlog. I'll see you soon. Bye.
No. Why are you going under the leg?
Because I want to irk you. Just like,
Yep.
I'm taking my chances.
Don't go under the leg. No.
There's no rationale behind it.